and welcome to the 74th edition of Marex Maritime News. The headlines on Monday, 12th of July 2021. Dubai port explosion, fire extinguished in 44 minutes. Mr. Sarvananda Sonawal given charge of PSW Ministry. New work rest product launched to help companies ensure STCW compliance. New offshore LNG terminal to be built in Bay of Bengal. Export report on container markets. Update on MMD exams. A fire aboard a ship in Dubai's Jebel Ali port, the Middle East's largest transshipment hub, was extinguished in 44 minutes on Thursday after it has been sparked overnight by an explosion in a container holding flammable material.
The incident at Jebel Ali port of a container blast on a small ship of 130 container capacity has come as a shock, and this is a second blast in a row after Express Pearl of Colombo coast. There is some serious flaw, it seems, in a port strategy, in identification, declaration of cargo, and moreover, I think there are certain procedures of IMDG code has been violated in segregation, separation, and monitoring by the ship staff. I think these flaws need to be eliminated by effective training. I believe that the shipper's declaration, material safety data sheets, medical first aid guidelines are not being followed to the mark, so these kind of incidents are taking place. I would not be surprised if this continues to happen in other ports, causing dangers to lives. In this particular case of a small vessel, which is yet to be identified with its name and nationality, the 14 crew members were evacuated safely, so there was no human injury. However, feel that the stringent procedures and SOPs must be adopted in accepting, understanding the cargoes inside containers and their conditioning monitoring.
On 7th July, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Council of Ministers underwent a reboot where Sarvananda Sonawal, the former Chief Minister of Assam, who handled the Sports and Youth Affairs Ministry, was promoted to the Minister of Ports, Shipping and Waterways. Outgoing Mansukh Mandviya has been moved to Health. Leading marine operations software provider Helm Operations is making waves in the crew management and compliance space with the launch of Helm Connect WorkRest. This is a new set of tools to help companies combat crew fatigue and ensure rest time compliance across their fleets by allowing them to efficiently manage onboard work schedules from a single screen. Focused on freeing busy crews from unnecessary paperwork and overly complex Excel sheets, Help promises the new tool will let companies plan, forecast and manage their work rest easily, guaranteeing their crew rest times are compliant with STCW rules or their own corporate standards, all in 3 clicks.
I'm here today to show you our WorkRest module and how it can be used as a forecasting tool. I mean, let's face it, it's not uncommon to have to pull crew for some type of situation that's come up when they were supposed to be resting and put them to work. But you need to know that by doing so, that you're still staying in compliance. Let's have a look at how easily this can be managed through Helm Connect WorkRest tracking. Alright, let's use Alvin as an example. With my STCW rules already set, and a few custom ones as well, I'm going to select a 3-hour period here where I'd actually like to have Alvin working. All I need to do is select that period of time, select his status, and then I can very quickly see areas where I'm falling out of compliance. Not only am I falling out of compliance in the same day, but I can also see that because we're on a rolling 24-hour clock, that it's actually impacting his next day as well. If I hover over, it will even tell me why I've fallen out of compliance. In this case, I've broken an STCW rule. Well, what if we were to allow Elvin to rest during this period of time where we had originally scheduled him to work? By doing that, I can see this is actually going to put him back into compliance, not just for today, but into tomorrow as well. So I've effectively used Helm Connect to be able to plan my crew scheduling and still manage the situation that's arisen where I needed to pull Elvin in. If you have any questions about this and would like to see more, please feel free to reach out to the team. We would love to take you through our Helm Connect Work Rest product and show you how you can use this as a forecasting tool as well.
The technology group Wärtsilä will develop the regasification system for a new offshore LNG terminal to be built in the Bay of Bengal. The project is headed by Crown LNG, a Norwegian group specializing in developing LNG infrastructure for harsh weather conditions, with Oslo-based engineering company Aker Solutions as the main contractor. Wärtsilä Gas Solutions will conduct the front-end engineering and design feed of the regasification system. The early phase of the feed contract was booked in May 2021. Final investment decisions for the project expected in 2022 with further equipment delivery of the regasification systems. The terminal will sit on the seabed approximately 19 kilometers northeast of Kakinada on India's east coast, approximately 11 kilometers from the shoreline.
It is nice to hear about the offshore LNG terminal coming up in offshore areas near Kakinada. It's a new development on our coastline. We have land-based regasification plant, and we also have FSRUs which are doing regasification work and transfer work of the LNG. So the terminal offshore will have undersea pipeline connected to the shore, and the vessel will receive the LNG from the LNG ships and store it and regasify it and send it ashore. It's a very good development.
Needs of shipping are vast. Needs for supplies and services are not always predictable, but certainty is critical. So certainty is a must on deliverables, besides time and location. Welcome to InShip. It's operated by mariners and operated for mariners. InShip is a digital platform for mariners, suppliers, service providers, and consultants. We facilitate marketplaces across oceans to ensure ease of trade for making ship supplies and services happen. We at InShip embrace digital transformation to bring in certainty. InShip is a platform with port-specific suppliers and service providers. This marketplace is accessed by shipping companies and mariners to place order for deliveries at their port of call. If you are a mariner, then InShip is your go-to contact for your supplies and services needs. Our goal is making your trade happening promptly, anywhere. For suppliers, we create sea of opportunities. We help suppliers improve sales with global visibility and access buyers with swift response to RFPs and online procurement. We promote mariners, the next-gen transformation, and accelerate the delivery process. We provide digital platform, a marketplace of all shipping needs, streamline suppliers, enhance access to service providers and bring in ease of trade. InShip vision is to drive invention, to enhance seamless procurement with high-tech platform, and enable smart trade, while creating a trustable marketplace. InShip gives access to vendors and service providers, a platform to onboard a broad range of shipping needs. Mariners can come with confidence to access the listed offerings. With more and more vendors getting listed, and more mariners actively making procurements, InShip as a marketplace unleashes endless possibilities of digitalizing the shipping needs. With future needs of shipping industry as our focus, InShip is building artificial intelligence-driven platform to proactively predict the shipping needs. InShip keeps actively onboarding more vendors across ports, deploy AI and ML solutions to advise on spend patterns, and creating thought leadership to enable sea trade with intelligence. We bridge the needs of mariners with qualified vendors and consultants in making our vision a reality, in being a smarter procurement enabler. With InShip, we look forward to work together in creating digital platform and partner in mutual growth with next-gen intelligence. Please get in touch with us. A sea of opportunity awaits mutually. Log on now to inship.com.
our weekly container market reports direct from the experts.
If there is one way to judge the container market, then a look at the charter hire rates of box ships will help in giving an idea. The charter hire rates of an 1100 TEU ship has gone up from $24,900 for a 6-month period, and of 44,250 TEU box ship is commanding a daily rate of $62,700 per day for a 12-month period. This effectively works out to $22 per TEU per day and $14.8 per TEU per day for a 1100 and a 4250 TEU ship respectively. We can look at bigger ships of 6,500 TEUs which have been fixed for nearly $78,000 per day, which brings the rate to $12 per TEU per day. The best increases are seen in the size of ships from 1100 TEUs to 3500 TEUs, and owners having tonnage in this size are laughing all the way to the banks. Each passing day is bringing a different scenario, but the trend only shows a rise in the charter rates. The effect of this shooting up trend is a rise in box freight rates on every conceivable sector and service, and it is unstoppable. Of course, the main reason here is that demand continues to outstrip supply. There is hardly any open tonnage available to pursue, and the new buildings will still take some time to come out. To add to all these problems, containers are not available, and if they are, there is no space available. Then there was the continuing congestion at the Yantian port, which fortunately has eased and has nearly reached normalcy. There are reports that about three new services have been added on the Asia-USA sector, but it is expected to have minimal effect due to the huge demand-supply gap. The profitability of all container ship owners continues to rise and progress further up, and if all goes well as per the prevailing trend, then this is likely to continue until the end of 2022. So in effect, there will be no decline in freight rates as we move into the second half of 2021.
Now an update on the state of MMD exams across India.
COVID-19 effect is being felt by every entity differently. But the fact remains that the landscape has changed vastly. The disruptions are nothing short of a tsunami. Volatility has become a state of dynamic instability that creates a risk of rapid change in opportunity for value creation with the ambiguity of navigating in fog. Any lack of compelling vision, a basic structured approach and roadmap, and failure to address the unthinkable is nothing but willful blindness. DG shipping that lies at the core of the shipping activities of a country knows all this too well, and there has been nothing short of a strong, passionate and a compassionate response that has been putting seafarers first. An agile and a resonant leadership with multiple stakeholders and seafarer dynamic strategy. The DGS has focused on digital recovery through upscaling with safe, contactless engagement, struck an emotional contact, displaying courage, consideration, calculation, and decisiveness. Various relevant circulars were issued directing the MTIs to cope with the pandemic restrictions, yet keeping the roles of competency churning. Assessments and examinations after a very short lull of the second wave has resumed in earnest, with orals being conducted completely remotely and with all secure precautions put in place. Written examinations too at the centers have resumed with robust COVID protocols in place. Understand that infrastructure is ready for even conducting written examinations online with pilot batches planned. So, working remotely has become a new normal. Though remote working has not been a panacea, but old days are not likely to come back again. The future of organization is intrinsically tied to the future of work and the workplace. Focus has to be on use of technology to monitor the pulse of changing environment and help empower current and the future talent. The strategy has to be dynamic, digitally driven, with long-term view, life cycle planning and sustainability. And I think keeping pace with the technology that is creative, innovative and compliance oriented. Critical issues have to be taken head on, and right amount of tension needs to be maintained to not allow slipping into comfort zone. If we are too rigid, we cannot be shifting the gears fast enough. We require a very supple change with emphasis on transparency and disclosure. There is a need to listen to diverse perspectives to help drive innovation while fostering an inclusive environment.
Captain Madhav Das Menon, ex-Chennai pilot and ex-SCI, was a great soul and lover of Carnatic music. He peacefully passed away in his home at Trichur, Kerala on 6th of July. He was one of the founder directors of Magna Sound Company, founded in 1989, which brought revolutionary changes to the Indian music industry. Madhav left Magna Sound in 2003 to focus on film journalism. Lately, he concentrated more on producing YouTube interviews. He is survived by his wife, Mrs. Sudha Das, son, Sandeep Das, brother, Keshav Das, and sisters, Indira Rao and Lalita Chako. MT Deshbandhu Group and AMPA expressed their condolences to his wife and family. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you for watching. See you next Monday.